I was skeptical on Amnesia the Bunker for the longest time. When it was revealed, I was ecstatic on the new time period being set in World War I, and I was even more hyped to be able to fight back against the monster. The overall premise of the game is as promising as it can get, but there was one little tiny issue. I was so bummed out to see it didn't have a native PlayStation 5 port of the game. I am a primary PlayStation user, and when I realized it was only on PlayStation 4, my mind automatically assumed it was going to be a lesser quality game, but I was wrong. Granted, it doesn't look like a game that would be released in today's standards on a graphical sense. It's not as pretty as today's games, and it did have some frame rate issues, but if you can look over that and focus on what's important, such as the story and the mechanics, you will find, just like I did, that Amnesia the Bunker is modern survival horror at its finest. Just a warning here, the rest of this review will contain spoilers, so if you haven't played Amnesia the Bunker yet, please do. It's a great game. If you haven't already, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel so you don't miss out on videos like this in the future. Your name is Henry Clement, a French soldier in the First World War. The game begins with you running through the trenches, trying everything in your power to survive the nightmare of war. Shots being fired, soldiers are screaming, and bombs are going off. This tiny section of the game explains the mechanics and how to play. I'll get into the details of the gameplay portion of the video later. It eventually leads you to trying to save an injured comrade named Lambert. You've ran around him throughout the intro, and a grenade explodes in front of you. The blow instantly knocks you all back, you black out and wake up in the infirmary. Your mind is cloudy and you're not sure what the hell's going on until it was too late. You find another wounded soldier inside the bunker you awakened from, and he's begging you to kill him before the thing gets him. What's the thing exactly? Well, don't worry about that for now, we'll soon encounter the creature in time. It ends up being too late as we're searching for bullets to end the man's misery, and we escape into our little safe room of the game. This intro was absolutely amazing. It just throws you into the nightmare with no explanation, and that's my favorite thing about survival horror. The Resident Evil games do the same thing. You're thrown into a hellish scenario without a reason or answer, and it's up to you to figure it out throughout the game. Throughout the game, you will find photos and journal entries scattered throughout the bunker that explains what exactly happened. You'll learn that the soldiers inside the bunker start hearing strange noises throughout, and they're unsure if it's real or not. Sadly, the noises and disturbances were real, and they find themselves locked in with the beast. And to make matters worse, you're also trapped inside with it because the exit was blown in. Your goal throughout this whole game is to find dynamite and everything to blow the debris out of the way so you can escape. The story was absolutely fantastic and well put together. Even though it is a little simplistic, it's fine. I love simplistic stories as long as it's told well. I love collecting files and finding the story as you go. It does add to the suspense, having to question just exactly what went down. The more files you find, the more proof you find that Lambert, the soldier you were running around with in the beginning, had been feeling strange effects since you fed him the water in the beginning. Whether it was tainted or not is unclear, honestly, but it is assumed that is what transformed him into the creature while you were unconscious, and he kills the rest of the soldiers in the bunker. You eventually find the beast's lair inside the chapel and find a file that Lambert was walking down there to pray on a regular basis. But you also find one of the last files that he was going down to pray and he was feeling different, a lot different than normal. Lambert felt his hands weren't his own and so much more. It proves that the comrade you fought with was the beast hunting you down the whole time. It's honestly sad once you find this out because you eventually have to kill the beast down in the hidden area below. The hidden area below, I think, was awesome as hell. You find that it was a sacred area built by the Romans, and you find these floating rocks and shit throughout the hidden area. I'm assuming those like floating rocks, like the minerals mixed in with the water, is the reason why he transformed. And it also transformed the rats that were in there. Honestly, from the files that I found, I didn't find all of them. It doesn't specifically say from what I found, but that's my theory. As much as I like the story, the gameplay is where the bunker shines. It is a lot like the other Amnesia games, solving puzzles and sneaking away from the monster, but this one feels so much more complex than that. I love the engine they used for this game. It adds a lot of realism to every task you have to do. You need to open a medicine cabinet that's chained up? Cut it open. You need more gas to keep the generator on? Pour fuel in with the canisters that you find. The realism is extreme, honestly. Instead of having a lantern in this game to use as a light source, you have a small pull string flashlight. And you have to keep pulling the string to keep the light on, or you'll be a sitting duck in the dark. If you don't keep track of your bullets, your revolver will be empty, and when you accidentally shoot the gun, this is what happens. With these type of mechanics in the game, it made it very difficult to do. This is actually the first Amnesia I've ever played, and I died a total of 21 times. I don't know if that's just me or if everyone dies like once they're learning it, but every little noise I made brought on the beast. But the biggest issues were the damn rats. Those little bastards kept getting in my way no matter what I tried doing. Tried using the meat, didn't work. I used a flare a couple times, that seemed to work, or a flat out fucking grenade. That killed them instantly. But when you tried using the meat, for some reason that didn't lure them away as much as I was expecting it to. I only had one actual complaint with the game, and it was the optimization on the PlayStation 4. I don't know how it ran on PC, but this game did crash a couple times, while also having some frame rate issues. It's nothing I haven't seen before, and with a newly released game, I'm sure it'll be fixed in time. Let's finish off with my final thoughts. Amnesia: The Bunker is a fun, modern survival horror experience that throws you in a hellish bunker underground with a monster. The puzzles aren't exactly difficult, but it does take some time to plan and figure it all out. The hard part while planning is having to avoid the bastard of a monster tracking you down as well. The monster was scary at times, but more tragic once you figured out the truth about it all. That's the beauty of games like this. Trying to figure out the truth while being scared shitless is truly something special. With a few updates, this game will run like a dream. I grade Amnesia: The Bunker a B+, and I highly recommend any fans of survival horror to play this game if you haven't. Plus, if you haven't, why are you watching it at this point? Like, buy the game, play it, it's fantastic. Have you played Amnesia: The Bunker yet? Let me know down in the comments below what you thought of this game, and be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any videos like this in the future. And until next time, take it easy, bubs.